Everyone here right now at the big LA premiere. I'm talking on the camera, Mom. Yes, I'm here with my mom. I don't know if... but anyways, here at the Hollywood LA premiere of a film that actually got released in Utah, Nevada, Arizona back in October of 2013. It's a big premiere of the film called the Saratov Approach. Looking forward to watching it. There's going to be a Q&A with the filmmakers and everything, and very excited. Been very excited to see this movie for a very long time. Again, a Q&A and all that jazz, so hopefully I'll have that footage for you if you're interested. So, awesome. Very excited to be here. Bye.
Alright, we got a nice full house this evening. Very excited. First and foremost, let me say welcome to the Cinemark Rig 18 Theater down here in Westchester, Los Angeles. We're very excited to have you guys here today to see the very special showing of the Saratov Approach. I can tell you that it's an excellent movie. I had the opportunity to screen it. It's a very emotional-driven movie, and I think you all will very much enjoy it. Also, we have very special guests in the house today who is going to talk a little bit more about the film and introduce the movie, as well. We'll have a Q&A session after the movie. So when the movie's over, don't quite get out your seats just yet. This is a little one-on-one interaction with the main cast and producers of the movie. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the producer of the movie, John Turner.
Your neck down here. Just wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's a packed house. We really appreciate it. I just wanted to recognize a few people that are here in the audience from the cast and crew that will be joining us. We have the director, Garrett Batty. The cast. From the cast, we have Alex Vidoff. We have Nikita Goldenwald. We have Corbin Allred and McLean Nelson. We have the two missionaries that the story is based on, Travis Tuttle and Andrew Propp. So like I mentioned earlier, we just like to stick around after the show for the Q&A. So get ready for that. We hope you enjoy. Again, we appreciate you all coming. We're going to start the Q&A session now. We'd love for everyone who can stay, but we also understand that babysitters or people you need to attend to, that it won't be awkward if we see you leave now, so you can go. But I failed to mention two other cast members that were here. Art Johnson is in the film. He's here tonight too. And Rocky Myers.
Can we get the lights on? Can we get the lights?
Just want to make sure they were recognized. So we're going to start the Q&A by, without further ado, just bringing out Garrett Batty, the writer and director of the Saratov Approach. The lights, they're heating up. They're heating up.
They're heating.
So just to start off the Q&A, I'm just going to break the ice by asking Garrett, how is it to see the film come to LA? Started as a homegrown campaign, and then branching out and being able to see this full crowd here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it feels really good. I think both Props and Tuttle will tell you that when I spoke to them a few years ago about this idea, they, in our wildest dreams, it would have never made it out here. So we're glad that this theater is full, that you all are supporting the film, and we hope it continues to do well.
Okay, we would also like now to welcome out the cast members, McLean Nelson, Corbin Allred. Let's also welcome down Nikita Begoyevo and Alex Vidoff. If you wouldn't mind stepping down here. Rocky and Mark are here to join us. They're free too. That would be great. Oh, and we're also going to bring out Travis Tuttle and Andrew Props, the visionaries. We have the full gang. It's a handsome bunch. We'd now just like to open up to you guys. Questions for cast, crew, whomever. Top.
Just tell us a little more about the shooting schedule. Like, how much did you shoot in Russia and other places?
Questions about the shooting schedule. We started April 1st last year, shot for 10 days in Utah, and then went over to Ukraine because we couldn't get visas to go to Russia. So we went to Ukraine, they welcomed us, rolled out the red carpet, and shot for 4 days there. And we took a small crew over there, and it was a great experience. We worked hard during the day and slept well during the night. Yes?
Why didn't they take the $300,000?
Why did the families not take the $300,000? That's a good question. Andy or Travis, do you have any insight on that?
We didn't. The FBI, they moved into both of our parents' house, and they were basically putting them on lockdown. So there was we didn't even get a chance, even if they wanted to take the money. They had multiple people offer the ransom. Many times they said, hey, just give us an account number and a routing number, and we'll shoot the money right over. And that wasn't an option. So
Why not?
the government, the church's stance on the matter was, we will not negotiate with terrorist ransom demands.
If it was privately sent to them, the parents.
Oh, Larry King. Oh, Larry.
Thinking about the other people, the other
I know.
You sent me $300,000.
Oh, Larry King.
Or the government told me, my child, I'm sending the money. It could have been better. It could have been better.
Yeah, Larry.
No, they had the mother say, we can't take this. They didn't have any FBI man say.
So a couple of,
Oh, I love it. This is great. This is a moment.
so a couple of things on that. Number one,
This film is based on a true story, so we did our best to stick to the true story, the authenticity. As far as their families, I believe it was an act of faith that they said that they'll agree and not pursue paying the ransom independently. But in whatever question, we just stuck to the truth of what happened at the time.
I wasn't clear to me. It was a wonderful film.
Thank you. Thank you. Great question, though, by the way.
one thing I do want to add on that, though, I'm up for adoption, so if you want to adopt me.
I don't know if anybody else who may be Jewish here, but a Jew would pay.
I'm with you.
Oh, what a great question. Let's, what else we got?
How accurate was it for you guys watching the actual movie and saying, yeah, that was pretty close to what happened? I mean, obviously you helped these guys, but how accurate was it?
So the question is, how accurate is
is the actual experience that Andy and I went through compared to the movie? And it's a great question. Gary did an exceptionally great job on that. It's probably 90–95% accurate. The first time I watched it, and still today, it's really, I don't even know the right word, but it's really weird to sit there and watch this experience that took place with us in this little room in the middle of nowhere, Russia. Obviously it conjures up a lot of memories and feelings. Some of the same emotions that you feel during the movie are the same ones that we have when it took place. But it was, it's really cool to see our story out there and the experience we went through. At the same time, very weird. They're still arguing about the money.
I saw one down here. Right here. Alan.
Yeah. You might not want to answer this question because it might ruin the magic. But I really like the ending with him seeing the tattoo at the end. Was that real? Was that something that you did? Did that change his mind? I mean, or was that movie made? You know how to answer?
No, we're happy to answer. This doesn't leave this room, right? No, when I interviewed Travis and Andy, they talked multiple times about this tattoo, and they'll tell you that they were blindfolded the entire time, so they weren't really observing anything. Much of what they could remember was that one of the captors had a tattoo on his hand. In the story, they used that tattoo that Andy drew on his hand to identify the captor. He drew it after they had been captured. I brought it into the story a little bit earlier just to connect those two characters, to show a little bit of Sergei's humanity and connect him to Prost. It's a good question. So 94% true, all of it.
My question is about the punishment of the captors at the trial. Considering everything that happened, did you guys plead for leniency on them because of your beliefs, and how did that happen?
Well, we were obviously grateful. I mean, there was a point in the story, the actual story, where they basically sacrificed their freedom for our freedom. That if they would have killed us, they probably never would have been caught. And obviously, we led the KGB right to their door, and within 24 hours, we had both of them in custody. So we didn't have really bad things to say about them. And Russian prisons, it's a tough gamble. It's not easy. So when we had a chance, we forgave them, and we had no ill will, and we just basically left it up to the Russian government to do whatever they needed to do. And the one guy had time served, and the other guy served 4 more years.
Did you ever have the Stockholm Syndrome where you began to like them?
No. Too soon.
The actor with the beard who played Sergei, right?
Yeah.
I like you the best.
Thank
you. The feeling is mutual.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You were a hero. I understand what you went through. You had passion at the end. You had forgiveness. You only got 4 years. Do you ever know what happened to your character?
No, I don't. I think I only saw him for the first time after. Well, I didn't see. I saw a picture of him after I think you already like in September, October. But no, I had no information. I didn't know what he looked like. Not anything about him. There isn't any information like online about him. Nothing at all.
Cast was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the actors, the leads, are not Russian speakers, so I'm curious how much prep they had and what went in for the actors to learn the conversational Russian that they were using.
It took a while.
I kind of meant for the Americans.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, these guys really do speak Russian.
Yeah, obviously.
What gave it away that we don't speak Russian?
It was a lot of please and thank you.
Yes. Spasiba. No, we, it was we didn't have a ton of time to prepare for it. Fortunately, we had very fluent Russian speakers around us all the time to kind of help us along. But you know, being as with the budget being what it was and the time constraints that we were under, we didn't have a ton of time. So on the day, you know, we'd show up and we'd kind of work through our dialogue and really kind of hone it and try to get it to where we wanted it. And then we'd try to learn it literally right before we'd shoot. And when it was the most fresh, because I don't know if you heard, it's a pretty difficult language. So, you know, we did our very best. So hopefully we didn't slaughter it too much. Mac, do you have something to say about that?
Well, that was a great answer there. So I want to invite Larry here. Larry, he's a legend. It's amazing. I asked him if he wanted to moderate this for us since we have a legend among us. So we're going to give him the mic and let him ask the questions. What do you say to that?
Yeah.
You've all asked great questions. I haven't eaten. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm an agnostic. I'm a Jew. I feel weird here. You're Jewish? I have no idea. You're Jewish? Yeah. You and I, let's go eat. I would ask this, what are you doing now?
I own a real estate management company in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah. Boise.
I'm a huge Dodgers fan.
And what do you do?
I work for an IT company. I'm in the healthcare division, sell to hospitals.
Was there a point where you ever gave up?
You know what? We got pretty close. There was a couple moments where we were just like, hey, if it's going to happen, if they're going to go ahead and kill us, you know, let's get this thing over with. But the moment you saw in the film was the exact same moment where we kind of revitalized what was going on. Is when we decided, based on some of the feelings that we got, that we were not going to escape. We were going to put our handcuffs back on, and we left it in the Lord's hands, and we felt great at that point.
Why didn't you hit the guy?
No, it was, you know, honestly, it was a no-win situation.
You could have hit him and gotten out, right? The surgeon wasn't there.
Well, and that was a lot of we had a lot of fluid discussion around this. You know, if we hit him, and part of our discussion and plan was to hit him, and we were very ready that if we hit him, we had to. It was going to be to shoot to kill. And those are big decisions. That's heavy moments. That's not something you take real light. And we were very worried about when he came back, saw his friend down. What was he going to do? Was he going to go after more missionaries? Was he going to go just on a rampage? Was he going to start shooting people? And so it was that point that it was better for us to go through the situation. If we died, then you know, so be it. But we didn't need more people in the community or missionaries going through what we were already going through.
Are your parents still with us?
Yes, they are.
Yours do?
Yep.
Are they in Idaho?
My parents are in Idaho, yes.
Why Idaho? I spent a week there one night. Somebody got it.
Love Idaho. Love Idaho.
You live where?
Mesa, Arizona.
A little warm in the summer.
Well, we're very warm, but right now it's 70, so.
Did the actors swear the two stars? Did you get to talk to them?
Actually, Garrett wanted us to, at first, only listen to the interviews that Garrett did over 14 hours of audio interviews with them and with the family. And he wanted us to listen to that, but not to meet them yet until after the shooting had started. He wanted us to be able to create the characters on our own, put a little of our own self into it, but also with knowing. But when I met these guys, I really felt like after sitting for like over 20, I listened to it, the whole tapes more than once, and I felt like I knew Andrew and I felt like I knew Travis, and it was pretty amazing to see them.
Was it a tough shoot?
It was a tough shoot, you know, and again to Travis and Andrew, you know, there was a lot of nervous anticipation about when they actually came to set after we started, because you know, here we were telling a story and we were trying to pay homage to these men, and they showed up, and the last thing we wanted to do was a disservice to them, and so it was. But the second they showed up, I echo what Max said, is they just felt at home with them. But it was a hard shoot. It was a lot of hours and rough kind of environment.
My wife and I have been to the Ukraine. Didn't you like them? I love the Ukrainian people.
People are terrific.
The Ukrainians were amazing, and Ukrainian karaoke is second to none. Am I right?
Did you get near Kiev?
We were right in Kiev.
Great city. I'm going to the Olympics. We're going to the Olympics. Sochi. Sure. Should I be afraid? Now you. No, with apologies to you and to you, and to you, you stole this movie. That's the poignant scene. Did you really feel for that guy?
Yeah. This role, this movie was everything. It was perfect. The whole cast. It all just hit on every level. The music, the performances, the contrast between me and Alex. Did you guys notice the contrast?
You speak Russian?
Yes.
You do?
You can't understand it right now? Do it right now.
You're a wise guy.
That was the toughest part. To play.
Do the Russian role?
No, to do this here.
Because you're basically a comedic actor?
That
was your first movie ever?
Yeah.
Well, I know you agree with me. This is a terrific movie. I hope you get wide distribution. I was gonna tweet about it. My wife will tweet about it all night. Should be up all right. Tweeting should be up all night. All right, let's give a nice hand and applause. They compose it. Sean, I'll meet you at the men's room. Thank you all very much.
Give Larry and Dan, thank you so much.
All right. Any questions to follow that up? Right here.
What was the biggest lesson or take through that each of you took from the movie, including the two that are walking away? Like for, oh, they will. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But what's the just the biggest lesson that you each took from it?
Should we start down here and then pass it down?
For me, it's still going. The biggest lesson is that this story is a lot bigger than the two people that were involved, and I think that Bart's character summed it up for me. That you do your best to lift each other's burdens.
Yeah.
For me, I think I learned that comedy is not my strong suit. Yeah, so I might just stick to drama.
Russians are not such good guys, after all.
I do want to mention one thing. I thought we were the good guys. So.
No, but just real quick, it's a big lesson. You got to have a heart. That's about it.
For me, I think it's biggest thing for me is that really there's no limit to what even a small group of people that are combine their talents and are passionate about something. There's no limit to what they can do and accomplish. And this thing just became a whole lot bigger than we are, and that's been the most wonderful thing. And then the other thing I learned is never underestimate the power of people that are willing to come see it. So thank you guys.
Along similar lines, this movie could have appealed to a very select market, and what I've learned is that the themes in it are just universal. So that people from all religions and backgrounds and groups and areas have enjoyed the film, and they've told us, and that's an amazing thing for me, is just to know that the themes are universal, and that sacrifice and faith cross most boundaries and all boundaries. So that's what I learned.
Kind of echo a little bit what everyone's saying, add my own bit to it. The power of like human spirit and the power of human connection, even in this dire circumstance, when these people, when they were held captive and when they could have been killed by these people, they found a way to love another human being. And it didn't matter what religion they were, it didn't matter what they believed in, that it was different. They found a way to have care and compassion for their captors. And I believe that the reason that made them leave them in the snow that day rather than do something much worse and make a worse mistake is that they felt, too, some sort of human connection to them. And they did a very heroic thing that day when they left them there. And so just the power of what human love and even just brotherly love can do, and if you can strip it down and be humble, and it can do amazing things. So that's probably the lesson I learned. And I love everybody here. And you guys, of course. Thank you.
I only worked on this movie a day, so I didn't really learn anything. You know what I learned is when your buddy Garrett Batty invites you to come be a part of a tiny little movie, don't phone in your performance, and do a good job, and don't say no. And I think it's really cool to see what can happen with a really small movie when you put some real heart and passion into it. So a lot of respect for my producing friends and my writer and director over there.
Same as Barney, it was only a one-day shoot for me. And the first thing I learned was to remain lifelong Prince McLean, so I continue getting to be put in his movies. But no, I think much like McLean said, actually, I was thinking the same thing. Just if we can all learn to show compassion and love for everyone around us, and just the world will be a better place. So.
All right, I think the next screening is starting soon. We will be in the lobby taking pictures and whatnot. But
Last question. I just want to know if you guys are member of the church.
some of us are and some of us aren't.
Oh, okay.
Jewish guy, no. Yeah.
Not yet. I was wondering if you.
I got a shave. Yes, Corbin and I are, yes.
Oh, okay.
Nikita is not, and Alex is not.
Yes.
And we... All right, thank you so much for coming out. We'll be in the lobby taking pictures by the poster. One last thing I want to say is, if you guys like this movie, and you want to see more movies like this, we really need your help here in Los Angeles. All the theater chains are looking to what's happening this weekend in LA, to what's going to go nationwide. So if you like the movie, please put it on your Facebook, tweet about it, tell your friends to come out, tell them to come see it this weekend. Join our Facebook page, like the Facebook page, take an Instagram picture, hashtag it, all those technological things, and then just tell people about it and get people out. It's open here all week and at the Century 25 in Orange County in LA. And check our Facebook page for all the other places it's open. And SaratovApproach.com will give you all the answers you need. So please, if you liked it, tell your friends. I don't mind shamelessly begging you to go see this.
Oh, yeah.